But he's playing with great composure. And he was the guy who did not say anything when the deal was happening. There we go, Mahesh having 4.2 million chips. Having King 7 off on the button.
240.
Elects to min raise.
40.
And see a quick fold by Sameer. Sameer has 2.2 million chips, so 2-1 advantage to Mahesh.
Yep, absolutely. And he's also gone below 20 bigs at this point in time. He's got about 18, 19 bigs. Been fairly card dead. Also, in certain situations, he's also been outplayed. In certain situations, he's actually deliberately put himself in spots where he did not bluff the river and went to showdown with a very marginal
10
hand.
high.
10 high, very marginal hands where there's no other way of winning a pot unless you bluff.
Yeah.
Right, and other situations, Mahesh has been proactive and he's taken the initiative to be the aggressor, and he's also been able to bluff off Sameer a lot of spots. So, I mean, that's something that, has been a highlight of
60 on top.
Mahesh's game in this particular heads-up session that we're seeing.
Earlier you were telling, wait, I'll wait that thought. We see Sameer jamming ace-4 offsuit. Yeah, so coming back, you were telling when the final table started that maybe Sameer has been studying and putting the time off the tables. Well, during the last break, I just saw Sameer interacting with Arsh Grover. So maybe he is sort of like seeing Arsh as a mentor, or maybe Arsh is helping him in one way or the other in terms of final tables. I'm not sure. I just saw them
Could be.
talking.
Yeah.
So he could be a mentor. They could just be friends. But definitely Sameer seems like a person who has improved a lot in the last 6 months or maybe 8 months.
This is the high roller which is running. It currently has 126 entries. Listen, players do not care about the thunderstorm here in Nepal. They've still turned up in big numbers. It's a 1 lakh rupee bind. The guaranteed prize pool was 1 crore, which has been crushed officially. And listen, entries are still going on for another 4 or 5 levels, if I'm not mistaken.
Still getting
Can
50
see-
big blinds.
Absolutely, 200,000 is the starting stack, and for 2,000, 4,000 are the blinds. It's a lot of bigs. Sameer with pocket queens, finally picking up a hand. How does he want to approach this? We can see Mahesh has limped in with 7-6, and Sameer is most likely going to be sizing his bet and bloating that pot. Rendo keh diya hai wahan se. And he's like, don't even give me a count. I am folding, and he lets his 7-6 off go.
It seemed too big to me to ISO. Well, not that much. He's just gone 350 on top. Mahesh just didn't have a hand that he could defend with after limping.
It's now 120, you know.
120. Yeah.
Sameer on the button with his suited 10-6. Pretty playable.
All in.
He's gone all in.
For like 20 bigs.
Yep.
Call.
And
a
Mahesh
snap
picks up
call
with
picks
pocket
up with
jacks.
pocket jacks. I think that's a misstep from Sameer's end. I don't think 10-6 suited is a hand that he wanted to go all in with. He could have decided to raise fold that hand, even limp fold that hand. I mean,
Yeah.
going all in with 20 big blinds is something that is not recommended. At this point in time, he is extremely dominated. He's got less than 20% chance of winning this. At this point in time, Mahesh has the chip lead. Mahesh is most likely going to be winning this hand. We really can't say much unless we see 2 diamonds on the board. But let's see the flop, guys.
Blocking on diamond.
Well,
There
there's
is
a
1
6 on the
diamond.
flop.
There is
You
a
need
6
a
on the
10 or a
flop, a
6.
6 or a 10.
Okay.
10 or a 7.
7. There's
Alright.
too much sweat.
GG, bro.
And it's a
Wet.
GG. Pocket jacks hold up there. And with that, we have our winner in Mahesh, who takes back home another additional 2 lakh on
lakhs.
top of whatever he had won in the
14
past. At this point in time, Sameer has come second, but he still managed to take the highest prize pool. I just want to congratulate Mahesh for this beautiful performance and taking down the India Poker Championship Megastacks
Kick-off event.
Kick-off event.
Yeah, the first
for
event that we
a
have.
huge sum of money. This was 25,000 rupee buy-in, and Mahesh has taken it down. What do you have to talk about and say about his heads-up play? Because I thought he was really impressive in terms of his adjustments. He was the one who was taking initiative. He was the one who was actually being aggressive on the table, and that kind of paid off. He did not come as a chip leader. He came as a deficit, right? And he played excellent poker in my opinion. What's your say?
Sameer had 2-1 chip lead when this heads-up started, and as I said when the heads-up started, that Mahesh seemed more focused.
Absolutely.
He looked that he had more energy, and he was there to win.
Yeah.
While not taking anything away from Sameer.
Absolutely.
Sameer played a really good game till the heads-up, and then he seemed to lose a little bit of focus.
Absolutely.
But hats off to both the players. They've come this far. Mahesh finishing in first place, taking down our first event here in Nepal.
Yep.
Really, really impressed with how
Absolutely.
they played. The whole
I request
final table.
all of you guys to stick around because we are going to have the trophy setup happening right there. We're going to set up the chips and the trophy, and we're going to have a photo op basically with Mahesh, who takes down this 25k kickoff event here at India Poker Championship Megastacks. It's extremely exciting times for people here. We've just wrapped up the first tournament. We still have a bunch of tournaments left. The
Well,
high roller, like you just said, is
Tell
going
them
on.
about tomorrow.
I mean, and we are going to be commentating on the final table of the high roller, which is going to be extremely exciting because we're going to see a crazy lineup there as well. We're also going to be commentating the main event, which is a 60,000 buy-in tournament, which is going to happen real soon. It's got 2 days, I believe.
Yeah.
Day 1A, day 1B,
1B,
and then
yeah.
we move on to the second day of that, and then we have a mystery bounty, which is a 15,000 buy-in mystery bounty event, right? So, I mean, lots of excitement to look forward for. And this point in time, I just want to say, out of 226 players who came in to buy in for 25,000 rupees, we're
Yep.
down to one. And
Yeah.
one only at this point in time, and that is Mahesh. Listen, if you had to ask me or ask Akshay at the beginning of this game of whether we would have put our money on Mahesh to
You
win.
did put your money on Mahesh.
But here's the thing. He had a huge chip stack there.
Yeah.
My understanding of Mahesh was very, very limited at that point in time, right? I mean, but at this point in time, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to forget him or not.
Yeah.
He's really shown class. He's really shown his ability to build his stack and maintain it. Of course, there was that situation where he had King Jack versus the Ace Queen, where he hit the 7 on the river to make a Jack high straight, right?
Yeah.
Which was crazy, which is something that you need in poker,
100%.
right, to survive. But he also
100%.
gave away a lot of chips. He lost a couple of hands here and there as well. And
Yeah.
then that pocket queen's hand happened where
Sameer had ace jack.
Sameer had ace jack and he jammed his queens, and Sameer had to call off because his hand was under rep and the queens held. So these are hands that helped him along his path in order to be here. And then finally we saw him play beautiful poker, especially when it came to when it came to heads up,
Yeah.
and he took it down.
A terrific show by all the players who've made this final table, and I'm really excited to see what we have for tomorrow.
Yep.
We're gonna have a really good player skill set that we're gonna see tomorrow. So people who have not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button so you know when we go live tomorrow.
Absolutely, and you don't want to miss that final table for sure, because that's going to be the high roller
Yeah.
final table. The big names, the big guys, the big people. You may have some celebrities on that final table as well, because they all fly down to play the India Poker Championship Megastacks almost every single time IPC holds a tournament series. They all fly down, all the influencers, all the celebrities. You may see some of them on the final table tomorrow as well. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. At this point in time, we're still setting the trophy, and we will be giving the trophy away to Mahesh for celebration.
You talked about the influencers flying down. You talked about the high roller, but what about the high money?
Oh,
they're gonna be
big
playing for the
money.
big money.
Big money.
We've already seen that the IPC has already surpassed the guarantee, which was 1
Yeah.
CR. So I am guessing that the first place is gonna go home around
30?
20 lakhs, 20 at least above 20.
Considering we've got about
one
126 entries right now,
Yeah.
and 20% is given to the first place, we're already clutching 25, right?
25
Considering we have at least 3 or 4 levels more of
Yeah.
late reg available,
Yeah.
we're going to see a bunch of re-entries because it's still very, very deep. You're
Yeah.
still getting 50 big blinds even if you enter right now, even if you re-enter right now. The number from 126 could go up to anywhere close to 140 or even 150. I wouldn't be surprised depending on how much stack depth people have right now. So considering that, I wouldn't be surprised if the first place tomorrow battles it out for 30 lakh up top, which is just huge amounts of
Mind-blowing.
money to play poker for.
Mind-blowing,
I mean, I can't take anything away from whoever wins that, because it's going to be a battle of the best players. You know, like all the best players want to come in
Yeah.
And high rollers are mostly not just about the prize money, they're also about the bragging rights.
Yeah.
They're also about, listen, I'm better than you. And I'm here to prove that. That
Yeah.
sort of attitude, that sort of mentality is what separates these
and
guys.
we might not see a deal tomorrow because it's all
Yeah.
about the honor, the pride that the players are
Absolutely.
fighting for. And if you guys are not here still, there are flights running every day.
Yeah.
And make sure you see the departure time, not the arrival time.
Yeah.
Do not do the mistake that
Absolutely.
I did.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
just fly down here, register for the events that are left. It's a super jammed packed event that we have for you. We have Prajit in the booth. You have me doing the commentary for all the events. Hopefully, if he doesn't go up and play the mystery bounty, and if I don't go and play the main event,
I don't think that's going to be possible because we're tied up in terms of our commitment for this. But
So-
having said that, we'd love to play because we're
Yeah.
essentially and primarily players ourselves. But listen, commentating is something that we do and enjoy doing, and I hope you enjoyed listening to us as well. Mahesh, with the win, the final 8 players, any parting thoughts that you have, any takeaways? Because I remember Ashish Ahuja, we lost in the first
Yep.
position. He came 8th and he
we
took
lost
down
Samay after that.
Samay, a little bit of a misstep. He even spoke about that. The Ace 10 versus Ace King, giving a lot of chips to the guy who came second in terms
Yeah.
of Sameer. Talking about Sameer, I actually do concur with what you were saying, and I do agree to the fact that he started to look a bit tired in the end. He actually looked fatigued, but you never know because it involves a lot of traveling. They've all been traveling. He would have been here the day before. He would have played the satellite as well, which was a 8,000 buy-in for 8,500 buy-in for about 10 packages of the main event and the kickoff. Right? He would have played that. Then he would have played the day 1A, went really really deep, which is deeper structure,
Yep.
and a long structure. Then he's been playing since 1 o'clock today. It kind of gets to you. It kind of gets to
100%
you.
it does.
If you-
Like
if you-
you can't blame him. Like he's been playing for what
Yeah.
12 hours yesterday, and then he was
Correct.
playing. He's been playing for around 10 hours today.
Yeah.
The man will be fatigued.
and maybe you would have played the satellite before that as well,
Yeah.
and then traveled to Nepal as well. It kind of gets to you. Now, of course, I wish him the best because I want him a good night of sleep.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to get into the high roller, which I
Well.
suggest not right now, considering that he's a little fatigued, and maybe come back and take a break tomorrow and then start playing the main event because he totally deserves to.
100%.
He's picked up upwards of 10 lakh rupees right now, and that's
Already
a big
free
sum of
rolling
money.
the series.
Totally free rolling the series. I mean, it's very, very difficult for you to lose 10 lakh from this point onwards unless you go around firing 20 bullets in the main event.
Or the high roller.
And you won't do that. I know Sameer for a fact. He'd be very happy. He'd be cherished, and all of his friends, family, his son back home looking at his performance today should be really, really proud because making it this deep is not an easy feat.
Yep.
It's something that's really, really difficult for people to pull off.
But today I've learned something new. I run a lot of solvers. I watch a lot of GTO. But one key thing that I've learned today: do not fold King 5. It doesn't matter if it's suited or not. If they open, you jam. It doesn't matter, honestly.
Yeah.
And
A little-
if it comes to you, just open jam.
A little bit of a misstep there in the end by Sameer with his 10-6 of Diamond Jam. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm obviously going to go out of the booth in a bit and maybe talk to him if he's still available or not, rush back to his room to sleep.
Yeah.
But a misstep there because I don't know what we're trying to... he obviously achieved from that. He still had about 17, 18 big blinds. And he's aware of the fact that he could get folds by just open raising.
100%.
A lot of the weaker hands will fold, and even if you do get called, you have a suited hand, and this has some level of playability post flop as well. But if you do get called, and that too called by jacks, I mean 10-6 is literally it's fighting for survival.
I have no comments for that
yeah.
hand. If you open jam, I really don't think we both can comment on if like what to do if jam
Yeah.
10-6 suited.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We've got the main man, Pranab Bagai. I know for a fact that he's got more than 700,000 chips because I was actively talking to him on my text messages. He started off with 200,000. He's in the high roller right now.
Yep.
Listen, guys, if you want to see an entertaining final table tomorrow, you better have this man on it. Currently, it looks like he's on the right path. I hope he continues to go ahead. He's got almost 4 times the starting stack of the high roller, which is amazing at this point.
Just a teaser for everyone who's watching at home.
Absolutely. He's got somewhere close to 200 big blinds if he's got 800,000 chips, right? That's a lot of big blinds to play
Four times
for.
your starting stacks. Yeah, that's just huge. And even if the blinds are what they were they were like we were getting 50 big blinds when the
Yep.
stack size was 200.
So it was 2,000, 4,000.
big blinds.
Yeah, 200 big
blinds.
blinds.
Wow.
At this point in time, if I was in his shoes, I'd just go take a walk.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would take
Or
a
go to bed.
break. Yeah, go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow with still about 120, 150
Yeah.
big blinds to play. Because the structure is such, right? It's
Yeah.
deep.
It's a
And
deep
having said
structured
that,
game.
it'll be interesting to see how many players actually make it to day two tomorrow.
Yeah.
And how long would that grind be? Because with a deeper structure, with the longer level period, it becomes it becomes a very tedious task. There we see some celebrities.
We see Alok Birwar on the side as well.
Yeah. And listen, we've got a bunch of celebrities here playing poker, and don't confuse them for people who don't know how to play poker. Listen, they understand the game, and that's the reason why they're here. And those are all the visuals that you're seeing from the high roller, by the way. They all fly down to play all the tournaments. They would have busted in this one, but they're definitely going in for the high roller, and you'll definitely also be seeing them for the other remaining tournaments.
And I just saw Ali Goni firing the bullets for the high roller as well.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
can't get a better action other than being here in Nepal in Casino Vegas, I believe.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been in terms of the overall production, in terms of the overall event, in terms of the overall setup, and how IPC and Spartan in general make everyone feel, whoever flies down, in terms of their hospitality. It's just been amazing. I just have to give them enough. I can't give them enough credit here for organizing such a brilliant gig for everybody. It's not the end of the gig that I'm talking about, all of this. It's the beginning of the gig. So there's a lot more good stuff happening. If I'm not mistaken, the pool party's tonight, right?
Yeah. The pool
When does
party
it start?
tonight.
Or
The
maybe it's
helicopter-
happening right now.
the
Maybe
the helicopter ride is tomorrow.
yeah, you're doing the helicopter ride tomorrow.
There we go.
And
We've
we
got
just
Ali
spoke about,
Goni. I
you-
was just literally mentioning that I saw him while I was going to greet my friends who are here, and this is Ali Goni that we have on the screen, ex Big Boss participant.
yeah.
I loved him in that the show. Like he just brought a different energy to himself. He's
I
here.
won't be able to comment on that since I've never seen Big Boss
Well,
in my life.
you gotta see it. You gotta see it to believe it.
I believe you. I actually do.
Well, he's here firing bullets.
Absolutely,
I mean,
man. I mean, and I want him to be on the final table
Yeah.
because it's just going to be so much entertainment. He's going to bring so many eyes
Yeah.
to poker in general. And for us, if the sport grows, it's just brilliant.
Maybe
Right?
you can ask Pranav to double him up.
And let's go back
Still has 100 big blinds.
to the
We've got
visuals.
Arjun Veer seeing on the screen for you guys. He is firing in the high roller.
I believe he came 5th or 6th in this tournament.
Yep.
Quickly went to register in the high roller. He was pretty much card dead on the final table. Yeah, you really can't blame him for that. But he's now playing the high roller. You can't
These
do
guys do not rest. They are here to play and to win.
Yeah. And you could see him urging and itching to play the high roller even when he was on this particular table because he was like, अगर high roller नहीं खेलूंगा तो क्या 3 tournament तो इतना दूर खेलने नहीं आए. He wants to obviously play all the tournaments that he can get his hands on, and he's already got a deep run.
Yep.
So he definitely when you have a deep run, your morale is so high and your confidence is so high, and you obviously are playing good poker as well that you're eager to play more and more tournaments. The more tournaments you play, you feel the better you'll perform. And
I
that's
mean, you
exactly
feel
what he's
positive
looking
about your game. There's nothing such as good confidence while you are playing poker. If you're not confident, you won't
Yeah.
be able to play your A game. But if you're confident, I'm pretty sure you're going to be playing your best game that's out there.
Absolutely.
And I saw Abhinav Iyer on the table, and I've been watching him on the Instagram as well. So he literally finished up his best friend's wedding, and he's here today. So
Wow.
you guys have no excuses. You got to be here playing all the events that we have to offer.
And there we see Romit and Kunal. Kunal got not his hands full, but his mouth full with something that he's eating. Kunal seems to. And they're also Poker Sports League captains of different teams. And look at them, the good
Old
friends.
friends,
Yep.
nemesis.
You say
make-
that? Yeah. Kunal's always has some chips in front of him, yeah?
I
What
mean,
is he
he
doing?
plays nuts.
Is he also playing online poker on Spartan? He's got his phone right in front of him.
I mean, I would wouldn't be surprised. The guy puts in so much volume. Like, I mean, his 1 month volume is like equivalent to my 1 year volume. So
Yeah, I mean, this man's not getting any old. Don't confuse him for his salt and pepper look there.
Yeah.
He's younger than all of us in terms of his ability to grind and play for hours and hours and hours. Trust me.
Yep.
I mean, the kind of caliber these guys have is unbelievable. And it's uncontested as well.
he shows up day in, day out. Every day
Absolutely.
he's there grinding. And
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he generally plays all stake. You know, like he's not missing any single tournament because the buy-in is low, the price pool is low. We've seen him grind for the leaderboards on Spartan. We see him grinding on the live events. He travels also. He's a machine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Loves cats.
Oh, yeah, I've seen his
Has a
Instagram.
lot of cats.
I've seen his Instagram and a gem of a person in general as well.
Yep.
I've had the privilege of kind of chilling with him and meeting him on and off, and he's a fun guy to be around and
I don't
serious
know.
on the poker table.
I
but
don't know
a
about
pretty
that
fun guy.
because every time I see him, he calls me a fish. So
Oh, that's his habit. He'll call everyone a fish. In fact, he'll be the first one to call himself a fish as well. You know,
well,
that's
we
his
call
thing.
him a whale. If you have money, you're a whale.
Yeah.
So yeah, but as you said, Kunal Patney, a gem of a person, really helpful, a machine, a force to battle with, and we'd love to see him on the final table. You know,
yeah,
in
I
an
mean,
event or
another
two.
one of those candidates who's going to just add a lot of masala
Yeah,
on the final table. Like, guys, I mean, this is going to be a dream for me if I was to commentate Pranab Bagai and Kunal Patni on the same table. Listen, because you have to see them.
Yeah.
You have to see the dynamic between them as well. The kind of table talk, the kind of banter that's going to happen on that final table is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be so much fun. That's something that I am genuinely looking forward to, having those two guys on the same table. If you put Dhaval Mudgal as well, then
Oh, yeah.
yeah, whatever, it's done. I don't even think we'd have to
And
commentate.
Aligoni?
Yeah, of
Gotta
course.
put Aligoni in it.
Yeah, because I don't even think we'd have to commentate then, because they'll only be chit-chatting all the time and you
Oh,
only
yeah.
want to listen to them and not to us. And who are we to anyways commentate on their game, because they're, you know, they would just dictate their own
there is
terms.
no
I mean,
game. There is
yeah,
no rules.
Yeah.
Our cameraman is trying to find out a footage of players who are playing the high roller while we set up for the trophy.
Absolutely.
Now, Prajit, you were saying about the trophy is quite heavy.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I remember.
There we go. Sorry
Oh,
to
we
stop
spoke
you. We
about
got
Dhaval.
Sumit Sapra
And Dhaval, right
and
next
Dhaval
to him.
Mudgal. Right. So we just saw Sumit Sapra and Dhaval Mudgal sitting next to each other.
We've been told that the trophy is ready and we will be cutting to the main table where we would be presenting the trophy.
Or we might have more players from the high roller
Absolutely.
for us to explore.
And let's cut to the table where we have the trophy presentation for the kickoff event.
That was a blockbuster event. And now we got our first winner of the very first event of IPC Megastacks 2022. Well, the top 4 players made an ICM deal, according to which we have a runner-up of the 25K kickoff event, that is Sameer Agarwal, who won 8 point... Oh, shit. Well, we have a runner-up of the 25K kickoff event, that is Sameer Agarwal, who won 9.87 lakhs. Welcome, Mr. Sameer.
Thank you.
So, tell us about your experience with IPC.
This was my first IPC, and I have to say the experience has actually been quite great. Thanks to everybody at Spartan and IPC who have actually done a great job, and to Sid and the team for running the final table so efficiently. It was quite a good experience.
We really want to know your strategy in the game. आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था?
I'm fairly new to the poker MTT environment compared to some of the other old horses who are around. This is my 3rd live tournament event, practically my 7th live tournament. So I think my strategy was basically to play small ball poker and see how far we can get. And it's worked out very well so far.
Congratulations on being the runner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, before I call the winner, I would like to call Mr. Peter Ibrahim, the director of IPC, on stage. Welcome, Mr. Peter. Now, please welcome our winner, Mahesh Shamsundar, who won 8.15 lakh and a beautiful trophy. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Please tell us about your experience in IPC and how are you feeling right now?
There are no words to explain actually. This is my first live event win, and I've been very new to this poker scene as well. So I am very happy that I've shipped the first event of the series. Yep. Looking forward to a few more coming.
We really want to know your strategy in the game. How did you get this?
There's no strategy actually. Just play your game, and there are a few players you can take note of on the table and play according to how their game is. Yeah, that's what my strategy was. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your win. And should we hand over the trophy to him? Yeah. Yay! Woohoo!
All right. Thank you.
So guys, here's the end of an amazing event. Well, this is Palak Purswani signing off. But I am going to bring some amazing action soon. So stay tuned. I'll be back soon with you all.